Thank you. Kate, I see you come in. All right, friends, welcome. Thank you for being here. Um, you're good there, unless you want to move. Let's see. This weekend, there's a couple of special things I got. So Saturday from 12 to 4 in this space, my friend is coming from St. George. Her name's Holly Hope. She is, I just call her the drum queen of Utah because she makes the shamanic medicine drums and she's just like very into it. It's her thing. So if you have ever wanted to make a drum, I use them for breath work and my sound baths and stuff, but they're also really fun to just have at your own house and use them kind of as your own, I think, exploration. Somatic modalities. Like sometimes I'll just turn on some music really loud and breathe, and then I'll just drum for myself. Like if you feel like it. It's a good way to get curious about just sound and rhythm and your connection to it. So making a drum with Holly is really special in my opinion because you get to pick out your hide and you get to put it together yourself, so it has like sentimental value to you. So you can pick between, she has all different sizes. And I think the least expensive one is like $222. The most expensive one is $666, I think. So anywhere in between there. They're all ethically sourced animal hides. She brings it from St. George, and yeah, you do a whole ceremony and then you make your drum and you take it home. It's really special. So if you're interested, that's this Saturday. There's flyers on the desk. They have the QR code if you're interested in signing up. And then I also have my frequency class this Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. in this space. So breathwork and sound. No movement, no yoga, just breathing. And then we have Dante Giacobassi, who's an amazing musician, and he'll be here helping me, supporting me with sound. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okie doke. Okay. Other than that, let's just do our practice. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat if you are not already there. And it sometimes feels nice to move and wiggle a little bit before finding stillness. So get your wiggles out, maybe a few little stretches. And then whenever you are ready, seated meditation, settle in. So as you settle in, see if you can feel into the length of your spine, the length in the back of your neck. Just let your shoulders melt down away from your ears. Feel the length in the sides of your neck as well. Either close your eyes, or if you really prefer to keep your eyes open, lower your gaze. So maybe even try gazing down at the tip of your nose. And just start to really, truly arrive here in this space. So everything that happened earlier this morning and anything that might be going to happen later today, for now, just let it all go and feel your own presence in this room. Feel your sit bones on the ground or your prop. Feel the air on your skin. Notice the sounds around you. Even the energy in this space, the energy of community. Also get curious and start to notice your inner space. So inside your body, what's there, what's going on? Your breath flowing, rising and falling. Your thoughts coming and going. Maybe there's physical sensations. Maybe there's energetic or emotional sensations. So really just tuning in Noticing what's there, whether it's good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, just allowing it to have space, and you are simply the witness. So with this extra awareness, let's all take a big, huge inhale together. Feel this breath expand into every little space inside of you and hold. Maybe even take an extra little sip at the top. Open your mouth, great big sigh, let it out. Ah. Yes, very nice. Do that twice more. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. And as you hold this breath, try to soften around your held breath, not tensing up. Take that extra sip. And then great big sigh, cleansing, exhale out your mouth. Ah, nice job. Do that one last time. Make it the biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Fill up as big as you can. Let it circulate around. Maybe 2 extra sips at the top this time. And when you're ready, just let it out. Very nice. So seal your lips now. Begin to drop into your enjoiiii breath. So enjoiiii, U-J-A-Y-I. Enjoiiii is a Sanskrit term. It means vibrant or victorious. So your enjoiiii breath, it's vibrant, it's victorious, it's powerful, it's strong, it's dynamic. But it's also at the same time slow and steady, even smooth. It's calming and regulating for your nervous system. So there's no rush in your enjoiiii breath. Comes all the way down from your diaphragm. So every time you inhale, it's like your entire upper body expands in every direction, almost like a 3D globe. And then every exhalation, you hug back in towards center, towards midline. Take your exhales all the way to empty, and see if you can even feel at the bottom of each exhale what's called Uddiyana Bandha, your core lock, that connection to your center. So please feel free to stay right here for as long as you want to, just connecting to your breath. As you are ready to move, come forward to hands and knees and just start to move through some cat-cow undulations to begin. So with each inhalation, you're lifting your heart and your tailbone, spreading through your front body. And with each exhalation, curl in and round your spine. You might even push your fingertips into the ground as you curl in. And see how much mobility you can find just with these 2 movements in your upper back, mid back, and low back. See if you can feel your shoulder blades on your back body. See if you can feel the way your pelvis tilts back and forth. Anterior tilt, posterior tilt. Nice job, everybody. Good awareness. Take 1 or 2 more rounds back and forth, just like this. And then start to come back to a neutral spine position. Bring your knees at least hips width distance apart. We're going to move into a thread the needle with our right arm. So right arm out and then all the way up. Breathe in here. As you exhale, thread your right arm underneath you. Reach as far as you can and then gently rest down on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. So you can lean forward a bit if you need to bring your head to the ground. You could also use a block under the side of your head, like a little pillow, if that works better. And then work the pose however you would like. So you might push into the ground with your left hand or fingertips. You might wrap your left arm behind you. If you feel like extending your left leg out to the left, feel free. Give yourself about 3 more deep breaths. And see if you can feel your breath, especially in the back of your body. So back of your heart, in between your shoulder blades, mid back, in between your back ribs, and all the way down into your low back and your kidneys. If you do happen to have your left hand lifted, slowly bring your left hand back to the earth. If your left knee is lifted, bring your left knee down also. Next time you inhale, unthread your right arm, reach it all the way out and up. One more time, high as you can. And then exhale, set your right hand down. And for a moment, intuitive movement. So anything goes this time. Maybe you want to take big circles with your hips. Maybe you want to come forward towards cobra, up dog, or even sit all the way back into a child's pose for a couple breaths. So just exploring, maybe feeling more into your side bodies. Maybe even trying some little barrel rolls with your torso. So getting really curious about all the different ways in which your body can move from this position. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds moving in this way. No right or wrong. So the biggest challenge in this type of work is your mind. Mind is what limits you. So go into your felt senses and feel, notice, and breathe. Start to make your way back to neutral if you're not there already. Bring your knees at least hips width distance apart. We'll take thread the needle with our left arm. So left arm out and up as you inhale. And as you exhale, thread it through. So reach, reach, reach as far as you can, then gently rest down outside of your head and shoulder to the ground. And you are not putting a lot of weight on your head and your shoulder. It's like there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button, and it's pulling up towards the sky. Feel your breath in your back body and work this pose however you'd like to on this side. Slow, spacious inhales and slow, strong exhales all the way to empty. So use these slow, deep breaths to tell your body that you are safe, that everything is okay, and you can relax. You can be present. You can let go. If you are lifting your right hand or your right knee, bring them back to the earth. And next time you inhale, unthread your left arm, reach it out, reach it up, and left hand to the ground. If you want to take a little more intuitive movement from hands and knees, feel free, but then eventually downward facing dog. So as you're ready, just curl your toes under and lift your hips up high. Once you're back in your down dog, explore a little bit there. You can pedal out your heels, shift your weight from side to side. Give your head a little shake or a little nod. Yeah. Spread your fingers really wide, so almost like you're a gecko holding onto a screen door with the pads of your fingertips. The more you can use your strong fingers, the less you will feel the weight of this pose in your wrists. So if you are using your strong fingers, ideally, you can even lift up to your fingertips here. If you are using your strong core, ideally, you can even lift up to your fingertips and it won't feel like you're that heavy. Something is lifting you up and out. Yes, awesome, Cam. Good job, you guys. Can you feel your big, deep breath? So use your breath to support you from the inside. Take one more big inhale. Nice, Ryan. As you exhale, gaze to the top of your space and however you'd like to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, let's come straight into our halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the ground, get all the rounding out of your back. And if you're somebody who usually leaves your fingertips on the ground for this pose, see if you can bring your fingertips up to your shins today. Maybe lift just a little bit higher so you can really work the length from your butt all the way up to the crown of your head. Bend your knees if you need to, my friend, so you can stick your butt out more. Bring your arms to cactus position so your palms are facing the ground. Yes. Now, imagine that you're trying to press the backs of your hands up, but at the same time, you're trying to press your heart down. You should feel your back muscles squeeze, and you should feel your core engaging as you stick your butt out. Now, if you have a big bend in your knees, see if you can straighten your legs just a little bit by lifting your butt up and pressing back through the very, very, very tops of your thighs. Keep squeezing your back muscles around your spine. Now keep everything you just created and bring your fingertips back to the front of your shins. This is your pose. This is how you want it to feel every single time. Take one more inhale. Yes. Exhale, fold and bow. Do that one more time. Halfway lift. Hands to the front of your shins. Stick your butt out. Exhale, fold. Yes. All right, this time, let's take it all the way up. So come through your halfway lift and your heart leads. Reach up. Hands to heart center as you exhale. Flow with your breath. High mountain, inhale. Exhale, lead with your heart, dive down. You should feel yourself come through your halfway lift and then fold. Yes. Inhale, spinal extension. So feel the strength in your back body. Yes, awesome, Ellie. Exhale, fold. From the press of your feet, take it all the way to stand. Inhale, arms reach, stretch, lengthen. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Let's do that just once more. So much awareness. Inhale, reach up. Keep a nice neutral pelvis, neutral spine. As you exhale, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward. Bend in the knees can be really helpful. Inhale, nice paw lift up halfway. Fingertips to the front of your shins. Get all the rounding out of your back. Feel your back strength. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, rise all the way to stand. Arms reach up as you inhale. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, my friends, this time inhale, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, bend your elbows a lot, and press your palms together like they're suction cupped. Now imagine that your elbows are also magnetized towards each other, so squeeze them towards one another, and then see if you can keep all of that and start to reach your hands back away from your body. Try not to lock out your elbows, try to keep your palms suction cupped together. Now, see if you can add just the slightest little back bend. Hug in with your inner thighs, press your hips forward, puff up your heart and tilt your chin up just ever so slightly. Yes, nice, Pam. Take one more big inhale. Keep your hands clasped, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart all the way down into your fold. Keep your hands clasped. Inhale to a halfway lift. So feel your back muscles hug around your spine. Crown reaches forward. Yes. Exhale, keep your clasp and fold. Let your head be heavy. See if you can lift your knuckles and your sit bones a little higher. One more inhale. As you exhale, hands to your low back, then release your clasp. You can let your arms dangle for a moment, maybe give them a little shake out. Inhale, spinal extension, realign. Fingertips to the fronts of shins today. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat, plank position. All right, pause right here in your plank. Strong through your arms, strong through your belly. One arm at a time. Come down to your forearms, forearm plank. So make a number 11 on the ground with your forearms, your palms face down, your fingers spread wide. Push the ground away. Draw your belly button in and up. Feel your big spacious breath and breathe into your back body especially. Now, imagine there's an invisible rope. It's attached to your belly button. Start to lift your hips as high as you can as that rope pulls up on your belly button. So walk your toes in and lift your hips up, dolphin pose. Try not to let your elbows drift apart. Keep hugging in with your upper arms. Keep pressing down through the belly of your forearms. Relax your neck. Try to press your heart back towards the back of the room. Nice, Diane. Only if you want to. Invitation to take your right leg to the sky. Use your right leg to lift you out of your upper body. So your right foot is active, right leg is strong. Use your core to lift you out of your upper body. One last big, huge breath. Nice work, my friends. Bring your right foot down, bring your knees down, and just take a little rest. Child, embryo, puppy. So let your shoulders relax now. Breathe into your low belly, low back. Maybe give yourself an open mouth sigh, just a nice grounding breath. Ah. All right. Rise up to your hands and your knees, tabletop. Spread your fingers really, really, really wide and push into the ground. Curl your toes under. Hover your knees just an inch above the ground. So you're in a hovering tabletop. Push with your hands and your fingertips. Draw your belly button in and up. It's almost like you're creating a hollow body position. Now see if you can walk your hands one handprint forward. One handprint forward. Keep that hollow body position. Keep pressing through your fingertips. Now, one more handprint forward, a little bit further. Keep that hollow body position. Your knees are hovering above the ground. Draw your belly button in and up. Breathe into your back body. One last round. All right, my friends, downward facing dog. So lift your hips up and back. You can walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands if you need to, or walk your hands a little bit closer to your feet. So take a moment to adjust in your down dog if needed. Very good. From your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, use your strong core to step your right foot to the top of your space, low lunge. And then bring your hands up to your front thigh. So you're in your low lunge, hands come to your front thigh. See if, as you inhale, you can let your hips sink down a little bit and gaze straight forward. And then as you exhale, straighten your front leg, spine parallel to the earth, gaze down at the ground, pull your right butt cheek back. Inhale, bend your front knee, lift your heart, maybe your back knee even taps down. And exhale, straighten your front leg, pull your right butt cheek back, spine parallel to the earth. Go back and forth, a couple more times on your own. Yes, good. Try not to put your hands right on your knee joint, but more on your thigh, your quad muscle. All right, and then next time you are in that extended pyramid position, this is where we're gonna stay. So get your front leg as straight as it will go. You're balanced on the ball of your back toes. Take one more deep breath here. And then from here, bend your front knee and see if you can float your back foot off the ground. Keep your spine parallel to the earth. Keep your back leg parallel to the earth, your hips square. Press with your back foot. Keep your hands where they're at or bring your arms to a cactus position, palms face down. Now imagine you're trying to press your arms up. You're trying to press your heart down. Feel your back muscles get stronger. Your inner thighs face one another. Your hips are square. Bend in the standing leg can be really helpful. Only if you want. Option to extend your arms straight forward for your full warrior three. Take one more deep breath. We'll land in a crescent lunge. Step your left toes to the back of your mat. Reach your arms to the sky. Nice job. Take just a moment. Settle in. Breathe. Little tone in your belly, support slow back. One more inhale, maybe you gaze up. And then as you exhale, hands come down. Bring your back knee down ever so gently. And if you need extra cushion, you can fold over the side of your mat. Keep your back toes tucked under. And you can either bring your hips all the way back to your heel as you straighten your front leg and flex your front toes. Or you can keep your hips a little bit higher. Maybe you need to walk your front foot forward if you take that variation. So flex your right toes back and active. And really press down through the back of your right heel. Imagine that you are trying to pull your heel, nice Ellie, back towards your body. So you're not pushing your heel forward, you're trying to pull it back and stick your right butt cheek out behind you. Flex your right toes, even your little baby pinky toe. That's what you want to feel. Yes, good. And if you feel a little trembling or a little shaking in your right quad, it's actually a good thing. You want that muscle to fire as you stretch through the back of your leg. Nice, man. Give it about 2 more breaths. Awesome, Trace. So every exhale, maybe you can dive just a little bit deeper. All right, let's slowly come back into a low lunge position. So bend your front knee. You can lift your back knee up. Root into your front foot now, and standing splits. Left leg floats up just like a one-legged forward fold. So it's fine if your hips open. If you want to keep them square, that's fine too. Just try not to sink into your outer right hip. Nice, James. So hug in with your right inner thigh. Relax your neck just like you would in a forward fold, and breathe. If you want to play with little handstand hops, or maybe even play with just lifting up to your right tiptoes, like you're preparing for a handstand hop, go for it. Last 2, 3 breaths in your standing splits, working it in your way. Nice, Andrea. Awesome, Kate. Beautiful, you guys. I love it. Take one last big inhale, maybe one last little hop. Thanks, Chris. And as you exhale, set your left foot down on the top of your mat. Nice, Diane. Give your right leg a little shaky shake. Yeah, even if you feel silly trying a handstand hop, if you never try, you will never learn. So you have to go through that experience of feeling a little bit awkward, unnatural. Just be with it. That's a practice. That's part of it. So good job. Bring your big toes to touch, so little gap in between your heels. We're going to come into a tiny little potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. See if you can today lift your heels really, really high, at least for right now. Heels as high as they will go, and the higher your heels get, see if you can get your butt lower. See if you can get your nose closer to your knees, and maybe even wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a big hug, a big squeeze. Breathe into your back body, back of your heart, back ribs, low back. Get small and compact as you exhale. One last round here. Good job. Halfway lift. Heels down, spine long. Fingertips to the front of your shins. Exhale, fold. You can widen your stance if you like your feet wider. Take it all the way to stand. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, this time we're gonna create a little baby back bend. So cactus your arms, don't go into it yet, you guys. I'm gonna take you into it really slowly. So first, imagine you have a block in between your inner thighs, squeeze it, and then press your hips forward. Now as you press your hips forward, keep hugging that block. See if you can squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine. And from there, just start to puff up your heart and tilt your chin ever so slightly up. Don't let your head collapse back. Now imagine you're trying to press your elbows forward and up, your elbow tips. Keep squeezing through the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Hug your invisible block. Press your hips forward. Take one last big deep breath. Yes, lift your chin, lift your gaze. Inhale, back to high mountain. Feel neutral. Exhale, stick your butt out. Come through your halfway lift as you slowly dive down. So you should feel that nice long spine, then fold. Good job. Halfway lift position. Hands to the front of your shins, try it. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Pause once again. Find your strong core. Feel your strong arms. One arm at a time. Come down to your forearms, forearm plank. So elbows right under shoulders. Forearms make a number 11 on the ground if possible. If you want to modify, you can bring your hands into more of a tripod. Otherwise, make that number 11 and press down through your palms. Spread your fingers and especially press into thumbs and index. Don't let them lift. Now, imagine that invisible rope. It starts to pull up on your belly button. Walk your toes in and lift your hips up. So walk your toes as close as you can to your elbows. A lot of times people stop walking their feet in. Bend your knees. Come up higher onto your tiptoes. Lift your hips higher. So the goal someday, your hips stack right over your shoulders. See if you can walk closer. See if you can press your heart towards the back wall. So don't let your shoulders come forward of your elbows. That's too much for them to hold. See if you can lift your left leg, only if you want. Give it about 2 or 3 more breaths. And if you want to take little hops using your right leg as a springboard, feel free. Keep hogging in with your upper arms. Keep pressing down through the belly of your forearms. Nice, Pam. Don't let your arms drift apart. Soft through your face. One last huge breath. You're amazing. You're so strong. Let it go. So left foot down, knees down. Take a rest for just a moment. Soften. Open mouth sigh if you want it. All right, and then just however you would like to get here this time, or get there this time, downward facing dog. Enjoiiii breath. Next time you inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Use your strong core, step your left foot forward softly, low lunge. Bring your hands up to your front thigh. So not front knee, front thigh. You can start kind of leaning forward. Your knee is right over your ankle or even a little bit behind it. As you inhale, see if you can let your hips drop down, heart faces forward, maybe your back knee even kisses the ground. And as you exhale, pull your left butt cheek back, get your spine parallel to the earth. Go back and forth just like that. Inhale, low lunge, heart lifts, maybe back knee gently touches down, and then straighten your front leg. Stay balanced on the ball of your back foot and your back toes. And as you straighten your front leg, see if you can feel your front quad squeezing. So you're not trying to hyperextend your front leg. You want the muscle in your left thigh to engage so that the back of your thigh can stretch safely and sustainably. Take one, maybe two more rounds just like that, back and forth with awareness, with intention, attention. Very good. Next time you straighten your front leg, that's where we will stay. Some of you in here have hypermobility, so notice if you're just locking out your left knee and there's no muscle engagement in your quad, bend your knee more and see if you can get your left quad to fire up. Feel the muscle there. Now start to bend your front knee as you lean forward and float your back foot off the ground. Hands on your front thigh, not your knee. Press into your thigh and lengthen your spine. Lengthen your back leg. It's parallel to the earth. Stomp it on an invisible wall behind you. Nice, Kate. Stay where you're at, or cactus arms. Palms face down. Try to press your arms up as you try to press your chest down and feel your back muscles get stronger. Press with your back foot. Make it active. Only if you can keep this length in your spine. Option to extend your arms forward. Don't let your back round. Full warrior three. One last deep breath. Beautiful work, my friends. Crescent lunge, soft landing, maybe. Inhale. Good job. Take just a moment to settle, to feel your legs, your foundation. Feel that tone in your belly, like a brace around your middle. Maybe gaze up. One more in-breath. Exhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Bring your back knee down gently. And then we'll move into our half splits, half Hanumanasana. So back toes are curled under as you take your hips back to your heel, or keep your hips higher and walk your front foot forward a bit. Flexion, dorsal flexion through your left toes. So pull your toes, yes, back towards your shin. And rather than pushing your heel forward and curling under with your tailbone, you want to try to stick your left butt cheek out behind you. Make your left butt cheek really big. Stick it out. Reach your heart forward. Yes, awesome, Ryan. And then fold with your exhales. That's your invitation. So maybe you go just a little tiny bit deeper from the inside. I don't see it, but you feel it. Awesome, Cam. Try not to hyperextend. Yeah, good job, Liz. So if you are somebody who can really just straighten your left leg, no problem, then you'll probably get more out of this if you keep a little bend in your knee. Take one last round. Good job. All right, start to come forward once again into your low lunge. And then lift your back knee up. Root through your front foot, standing splits, just like a one-legged forward fold. So don't psych yourself out with the name of the pose. It doesn't have to look anything even close to the splits. Right foot is lifted as high as it will go. Make your right toes active. Hips can be open or hips can be square, whatever you feel like is most beneficial. And if you want to play a little bit, feel free. You can lift to your left tiptoes like you're preparing to take handstand hops. You could take a couple handstand hops with your left leg and just see how it feels. Most of the time, one side feels a lot more comfortable than the other. So you might notice, is this my bad side? Is this my good side? Or do they feel exactly the same? Good. Active through your right toes. Spread them. One more great big huge inhale. Nice job, friends. Set your right foot down on the top of your mat. Forward fold. You can give your left leg a shake out if it needs it. And then this time, walk your feet out to the very width of your mat, nice and wide. Bring your toes possibly off of your mat, so toes out, heels in, low squat, malasana. If at all possible, keep your heels on the ground. And if you can keep your heels on the ground, see if you can pick up your toes and spread them. See if you can possibly explore cat-cows from this position. So exhale the round, kind of curl in. Maybe you rest your head on your hands. And inhale to open. Knees get wider, broaden through your collarbones. Feel that anterior tilt of your pelvis. So just back and forth. Might feel like a very subtle movement, but notice, what do you feel in your hips and your groin? What do you feel in your shoulders and your spine? Take about 2 more rounds wherever you're at. Nice pause. All right, my friends, bottom of your next exhale, just bring your fingertips to the ground, lift your hips to the sky, heel toe your feet in until they're either hips width distance apart or big toes touch, however you like them. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift. Stick your butt out, press back through the tops of your thighs. Bring your hands to the front of your shins today just for fun. Exhale, fold. Take it all the way to stand. Big full body stretch at the top as you inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. Now pause right here in your high mountain. Feel into your neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Root into your right foot. Float your left knee up, standing staff. So left knee lifts. Flex your left toes, hug in with your inner thighs. Yes, nice job. Slow, deep breaths. One more inhale. If you'd like, you can extend your left leg forward. See if you can move through a warrior 3 and land in a low lunge. So ever so slowly. See if you can reach your arms forward as you take your left leg back. Maybe give yourself 1 or 2 breaths. Eventually, your left toes step down at the back of your mat and hands can come down to frame your front foot. Once you have landed, hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your yoga mat. Now, I'm going to give you lots of options. So option 1, you can keep your hips lifted and even lift them really high, like there's a rope attached to your hips pulling up. See if you can lower your heart down. That's option 1. Option 2, back knee comes down, hips melt down, heart lifts, like you're trying to create a cobra pose in your heart. Option 3, only if you want to take it, cat grabs its tail. You can reach your right hand back, grab your left foot, and then once you've got your foot, you can work it however you want. So heart wants to look up towards the sky as you work that pose. So you do you. Got about 5 breaths. If you are reaching back and grabbing your foot, try to keep that right shoulder nice and open. Yeah. Awesome, Chris. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, let your heart look up. Those of you in cat grabs its tail. Last couple breaths. You can roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. You can pivot your right toes out. Nice job, everybody. All right, ever so slowly release and plant your hands on the ground inside your right foot. Lift your back knee if it's on the ground. And you're just going to work your right foot back into a plank position. So high plank, top of your push-up. From your high plank, right hand will be your base. Roll to the baby toe edge of your right foot, left arm to the sky, side plank. Please feel free to come down to your right knee if you feel like modifying. Otherwise, if your knee is not on the ground, your hips are really high. So lift your hips and feel your right side abdominals firing up, holding you. Maybe your left arm reaches forward. Maybe your left leg floats up. Find your personal fullest expression. Give it 2 more rounds. Soften your face. Unclench your jaw. Good, my friends. Bottom of your next exhale, plank or modified plank. So hands under shoulders, push the ground away. Find your strength. Breathe in. Exhale, 1 strong straight line. Lower all the way to your belly. Find a back bend variation of your choice. Take your time. Lift your heart. Stretch your front body. And then however you would like to get there, downward facing dog. So try not to lock out your elbows, friends, as you move into your back bend. Start to notice your joints, the ones that you just tend to drop into, sink into. We want to start to use our muscles to support our joints. Nice shoulders, Eileen. Really good, you guys. All right, from your down dog, my friends, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Peel your right hip open. So bend your knee, reach your knee out and up. See if you can feel your outer right glute squeezing. So it's called your medial glute. We have a really hard time engaging this muscle. See if you can start to wake it up. Lift your right knee a little higher. Take one more inhale. You can stay here if you prefer. Otherwise, exhale, right knee, left elbow. Get as close as you can. Nice, Brittany. Inhale, back up. See if you can open your hip again. Learn to articulate through your hip joint. Exhale, right to right. Aim for your armpit. Aim high. You can even add a push-up if you want. Bend your elbows. Don't let your butt drop. Inhale, back up. Three-legged. Last one, everybody, knee to your nose. So round your spine. Scoop out your belly. Step forward super softly. Okie dokie, this time we're going to move into a pyramid stance. So back foot will step forward so that both of your feet are flat on the ground. Bring your feet today onto 2 train tracks or 2 skis rather than a balance beam. All 10 toes face forward. Bring your hands up to your hips, halfway lift. And then press into your feet and come all the way up to a standing position. Check in with your hips as you're standing. See that they are straight across from one another. And if they are not, if your right hip's in front of your left, how can you adjust so that your hips are nice and square? Arms to the sky as you inhale, stretch tall. As you exhale, bring your hands behind your back. You have the option of either interlacing, grabbing opposite elbows, or if reverse namaste, reverse prayers in your practice, go for it. Everybody, no matter what variation you're in, see if you can first puff up your heart, tilt your chin up, and maybe work the slightest little back bend. Keep pulling your right butt cheek back as you lift your heart. Take one more big inhale. Now hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. So see if you can feel yourself come through your halfway lift as you pull your right butt cheek back and then fold. So think forehead toward chin, nose toward knee, navel toward spine at the bottom of each exhale. Draw your belly button in and up and use that connection to your center to dive deeper, to fold further. If you do not like having your hands behind your back, it's not helping anything, at any time, feel free to let that go. But if you've got your hands behind you, don't forget about them. What can you feel there? What can you work there? What can you breathe into? Pull your right butt cheek up, 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 up. Press your right thigh back, 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 back. So if you feel it shaking, again, that's a good thing. Work your fold with every exhalation. Take about 2 more deep breaths here. You're doing great. Awesome work. All right, bottom of your next exhale. Nice and easy. Release your arms from behind you. So if your hands are clasped, bring them to your low back, then release. Fingertips to the ground. So bend your front knee as much as needed and walk your hands forward. Float your back leg up, moving into half moon pose. So left hand might come to your left hip, or maybe you take your left arm directly up towards the sky immediately. Open through your hips. Squeeze your outer right glute. It's that medial glute. See if you can feel it engage. Yes, only if you want. Option to bind the pose. Bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Once you've got it, gentle leverage. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Nice work. See if you can let your heart look up towards the sky. Squeeze through your outer right butt cheek. One last huge breath. Yay, good job. Forward fold, nice and easy. However you need to make that transition. You can give your right leg a little shake out, kind of pedal out your heels. Reconnect to your breath. Halfway lift, breathe in. Pause here for a moment, you guys. And just like we did at the very beginning, bring your arms to cactus arms. Now, feel your strong back muscles. So as you press your arms up and press your heart down, back muscles engage. Maybe work your legs a little straighter, not by rounding your spine, but by pressing back through the tops of your thighs and lifting through your sit bones. Now, only if you can keep all of that, reach your arms straight forward, bicep next to your ears, like you're doing warrior 3 with your arms and your upper body. Heart towards the ground, arms towards the sky. Back of your neck is long. Guess what pose you're in right now? You're in downward facing dog on your feet. This is how you always want to feel in your halfway lift. One last inhale. Exhale, fold. Good job. Take a moment. You can kind of shake it out a little bit if you need. I know that's a lot. So halfway lift, I feel bad for that pose because it gets skipped over so often. There's so much there for you if you really pay attention to it. All right, let's just roll it up ever so slowly. So let your head and your arms hang. Slow roll up to stand. Your head is the very last thing to lift. Once your head stacks, you might even roll your shoulders a few times. Eventually, shoulders back and down. Arms out to your sides, palms open and receptive. And if possible, if you feel okay closing your eyes, close your eyes. If you'd rather keep them open, gaze down at the tip of your nose. And as you stand, I want you to stand with so much awareness. So not like you're standing in line at the grocery store, but feel your feet on the ground. Feel the crown of your head drawing up. Feel your shoulders nice and broad. This is called mountain pose because you're embodying a mountain. What does a mountain feel like? Invite that energy into your body. Become it. Breathe into it. Get curious about it. How does that feel? And just for a moment, friends, just for fun, I want you to slouch. I want you to let your shoulders round and kind of let this is how you would stand. If you're not paying attention or you feel really maybe self-conscious, insecure, how does that feel in your body? What is the energy you're inviting in when you're slouching? And then stand tall and proud. Stand well. Mountain pose. Feel it. Embody a mountain. Breathe into every little space. Fill up as big as you can and hold in that fullness. Feel your power as you hold this breath. Maybe take an extra little sip. Feel all that space inside of you. Open your mouth and let it go. Ah. All right, enjoiiii breath. Let's flow for just a moment. Inhale, reach up. Baby back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms. See if you can feel it in your mid and your upper back. Hug in with inner thighs. Inhale, re-extend, realign, and then take it all the way down into your fold with your exhalation. Inhale, lift halfway, and if you want, you can even try reaching your arms forward or cactus your arms. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, however you want to move through your vinyasa, just resetting. Use your breath. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to lift your hips. Beautiful work, my friends. Ah. All right, inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step or float, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Take it all the way up. High mountain, big, so much space, so much length, and exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, reach up. Left foot this time is your base. Lift your right knee. Notice when you lifted your right knee, did you sink into your outer left hip? Hug in with your left inner thigh. Flex your right toes and feel your connection to your center. One more inhalation here. If you want, you can extend your leg forward. And as you exhale, see if you can move through your warrior 3. Little bend in the standing leg, super helpful. Hold warrior 3, your variation, at least 1, maybe 2 deep breaths. And then land in your low lunge when you're ready. Right toes to the back of your mat, hands to the ground. Bring your hands, once you've arrived, to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot all the way out to the width of your mat. You can even pivot your left toes out a little bit. And your options, remember, you can lift your hips high as you melt your heart down. If you take this variation, it's super tempting to lean to your right, all of your weight. Try to encourage your weight to the left. Second option, back knee down, heart lifts. And then final option, cat grabs its tail. Your left hand can reach back, grab hold of your foot. And once you have your foot, you You can work your pose in your own way. So I personally like to come down to my right forearm to work the pose. You could pivot your left toes out to the left and roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Yeah, nice, Diane. Make sure your left shoulder is open if you're taking cat grabs its tail. So roll your left shoulder back and down. Yeah, good, Ryan. Awesome, Eileen. Wherever you happen to be, my friends, your pose, don't worry how you look. Focus on what you're feeling. 3 more breaths. Awesome, James. Good, Kate. Nice job, Trace. Beautiful. I love the different variations, everybody. You all look so good. Nice, Paul. One last huge breath. And then ever so slowly release. Hands to the inside of your left foot, palms on the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Work your left foot back so you'll be in a plank position. High plank. From high plank, side plank on your left hand. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Feet can be stacked or staggered, or of course your left knee can come down to modify. Right arm reaches straight up, nice, Nan. Or maybe right arm reaches forward and feel that length in your right side. Maybe your right leg even floats up. Awesome, Cam. Lift your hips even higher. Beautiful, Chris. Beautiful, everybody. One last big deep breath. Feel your pose. Come back to plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top as you push the ground away. Slowly lower, one strong straight line to your belly. Nice, Liz. Slowly grow into a back bend of your choice, heart opener of your choice. Try not to lock out your elbows. Try not to let your shoulders shrug up next to your ears. Keep them back and down. So a little bend in your elbows. Yeah, so try not to bend so much from here. Go lower. I want you to feel that lengthen. So draw navel to spine and bend more from here. That's it. All right, as you are ready, my friends, downward facing dog awaits you. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Peel your left hip open, so bend your knee. You're squeezing your outer left glute, that medial glute muscle. See if you can start to activate and bring it back to life. Keep hugging in with your right inner thigh. One more inhale. You can stay here if you prefer. Otherwise, exhale, left knee, right elbow. Push the ground away. Inhale, back up. See if you can open your hip again. Left to left. Aim for your armpit and add the push-up if you want. Don't let your butt sink down. Nice. Inhale, back up. Beautiful. Last one, my friends. Knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly. Scoop, 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 and then step forward ever so softly. Bring your back foot forward just a bit, pyramid stance. So both feet flat on the ground. Your feet are on 2 train tracks rather than a balance beam. Bring your hands to your hips, halfway lift. And then from the press of your feet, take it all the way up to stand. Check in with your hips. See that they are straight across from one another. So if your left hip is in front, adjust however you need so they're straight across. Take your arms to the sky. Big inhale. See if you can lengthen your side bodies. Pull your left butt cheek back. Exhale, hands behind your back. You choose either interlace, grab opposite elbows, or reverse namaste. If you're interlacing, you might try switching to one finger over just so it feels a little bit funky. Shoulders back and down. See if you can lift your heart, tilt your chin up. If your fingers are interlaced, you might reach your knuckles back. Pull your left butt cheek back, but don't hyperextend your left knee. One more in-breath. Now hinge at your hips. Keep pulling your left butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward, 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 then fold. So first find the length and then bow. Forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine at the bottom of each exhale. So bottom of each exhale is where you can dive a little deeper using your exhalation. Nice, Chris. Keep pulling your left butt cheek up, 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 up. Keep pulling it back, 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 back. Try not to hyperextend. So if you can feel nothing in your front leg, that means you're hyperextending. Bend your knee more and feel your left quad fire up. Yes, good job. Last couple of rounds. So flexibility means you can get really deep into a pose, but mobility means you can get deep into that pose and hold strength and muscle engagement. So we're not going for flexibility, we're going for mobility. We want to use our strength. Next time you exhale, my friend, slowly release your arms. Fingertips to the ground. Bend your front knee if you need. Walk your hands forward. Float your back leg up. So bring your spine parallel to the ground. And we're going to start to open it up. Half moon. So left hand on the ground or a block. Right hand to your hip or right arm might reach straight up right away. You choose. Nice, Kate. See if you can squeeze through your outer left glute, that medial glute. Good, Tracy. Press with your back foot. Everything is open, your heart, your hips, your shoulders. If you would like, bend your right knee. See if you can locate your foot behind you. And once you've got it, gentle leverage to work your pose. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. See if you can bring your hand up here so you have more length here. Even more. Bring your hand to your block. Bring it to your block. Yeah, that's a much better aligned pose. Perfect. Take one last big inhale. Squeeze your outer left butt cheek. And let it go. So I want you guys to start to get really curious about the outside of your butt, your medial glute. Not your glute maximus, your glute medius. For whatever reason, we all struggle to engage it. So when you're in your half moon, your balancing leg, that's where you want to feel that muscle squeezing. It will help you open your hips. All right, halfway lift, forward fold, breathe in. Or from your forward fold, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Take it all the way up. Arms extend, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. All right, flow. Inhale, high mountain. Baby back bend, last time. Cactus your arms, make it come from mid and upper back, not low back. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Slow dive all the way down, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway, keep bending your knees, Ellie. Yeah. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, your vinyasa, your way. We'll see you back in downward facing dog. As you lift your heart, try not to lock out your elbows. Elbow tip should point back, yes. Nice job. Awesome work today, you guys. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Just for fun, peel your hip open again. See if you can feel that muscle, that medial glute muscle outside of your right butt cheek. Stay here if you want, or flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Right arm reaches forward. Lift through your heart, stretch through your front body. That little tone of your belly protects your low back. Beautiful. One last big inhale, those in the back bend. And then come back, three-legged down dog. Now everyone extend your right leg high. Stretch it out. Take an inhale as you lengthen. And then pigeon pose. Right shin to the front of your mat. Bring your body down gently. So try to get your right knee as close as you can to the outer right edge of your mat. And then just like I keep harping on, we don't want to sink into our joints. If you are somebody who can easily just plop into pigeon, that's what you don't want to do. You will feel like you're coming out of the pose a little bit. You want to pull your right butt cheek up, 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 and back, back, back. Keep that, and then bow forward. So especially if you can just sit your right butt cheek on the ground, no problem. Try not to do that. Build stability. You've already got the flexibility. You want stability, mobility. Big deep breaths. And if you know that this pose will serve you better on your back, you're welcome to take it there instead, of course. So if you can't bring your knee all the way out here, and keep pulling this up, that's where you want to stay. Now bow forward. Yeah. Now, without changing this, you can scoot your back knee back a little bit to go deeper, but don't change. Good. Now that feels funky. Yep, that's it. Good job. So you want to feel the strength, the structure at the same time. Yeah, exactly. Good job. Nice job, everybody. Give yourself about 5 more rounds. I'm gonna come around with a little bit of a essential oil spritz. If you don't want it near you or on you, just raise your hand real quick. Okay. Anytime. Open mouth exhale might feel real good. A little flexion in your right toes to protect your ankle. Take about 3 more deep breaths. Ah. All right, bottom of your next exhale, slowly lift your upper body. Plant your hands, curl your back toes under. See if you can come into a 3-legged tabletop. So kind of scoot your back knee forward and then unspread your right leg. Take your right leg back, give it a nice little shaky shake. And then after a few shakes, bend your knee, flex your toes. Imagine you've got a rolled up washcloth in the back of your knee. You're trying to squeeze it and wring it out. Draw big circles with your right knee through space. Squeezing that rolled up washcloth behind your knee the entire time. Toes flexed and active. Everything else stays still. Nothing else moves. Strong through your shoulders and your arms. Reverse your circles. Take them in the opposite direction. Fullest range of motion. See if you can feel that medial glute fire as you take your knee out to the side and up. Good job. Extend your right leg straight back now, finally. And take your right toes off the left edge of your mat. Now pull your hips over to the right as you gaze back over your left shoulder. So this should feel good. You can lean into it. You can bend one of your elbows or both of your elbows. One last big deep breath here. And then come back. Tabletop. Take it back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Ah. All right. Inhale, left leg to the sky. And open your left hip. So bend your knee. Reach it out and up. See if you can feel outer left glute, medial glute, squeezing, waking it up. Stay here if you want, or flip your dog. Left foot comes down. Yeah, left arm forward, heart forward. Beautiful. Keep that little tone in your belly to support your low back. Feel your strong back body. Awesome, Pam. One more inhale. Nice. Okay, and come back, 3-legged dog. Left leg extends high. You can set your left foot down if you need them. Re-extend. One more in-breath. Pigeon pose. Left shin to the top of your space. Gently set your body down. So left knee nice and wide. Try not to let your butt cheek just plop down. Lift it up and pull it back. I know it feels weird. For a lot of people, feels like you're not going as deep. But actually, what you're doing is you're just plugging the femur bone into the hip socket. So instead of pulling on your tendons and ligaments and sinking into your joints, you're stabilizing your joints as you stretch your muscles. Use your big, deep breaths. What you need, honey? You need waters? Have waters there. Good job. Good awareness, everybody. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere without even realizing it. A lot of times I find that I'm clenching my jaw, or sometimes I'm making fists with my hands and I don't even notice. So is there any way, just by paying a little more attention, you can soften, you can let go? So think of softening around the pose, softening within the pose. Give yourself about 3 to 5 more deep breaths. Ah. Sigh it out your mouth anytime. Bottom of your next exhalation. Start to ease your upper body back up. We'll come into a three-legged tabletop one more time. So plant your hands, scoot your back knee forward, unthread your left leg, and give it that nice little shaky shake. After a few shakes, bend your knee, squeeze your invisible rolled up washcloth behind your knee, flexion through your toes, draw your big circles. So you can make them really big, fullest range of motion. Slower you go, usually the more you will feel. Keep squeezing that invisible washcloth behind your knee, reverse your circles. Everything else is staying still. You're not locking out your elbows. Nice. Now finally extend your left leg straight back, nice and long. Take your left toes off the right edge of your mat and pull your hips over to the left. Your gaze back over your right shoulder. Just breathe down your long left side. Feel into it. One more big inhale. Stay for your exhale. Back to tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. So you can walk it out in your dog, or if you feel like you want to come forward to a high plank and move through one last vinyasa, just kind of resetting one last time, feel free. Otherwise, just feel into the space and the length you've created in your upper body, in your legs. Feel your breath. Good job, everyone. And then however you would like to make the transition, start to find your way onto your back. So you can jump forward through your hands if that's in your practice. Just set your knees down. However you want to get onto your back, and even whichever direction you feel like facing. Once you're on your back, just hug your knees in. Find a little rock from side to side. Give your low back a little massage against the ground. And eventually, supine spinal twist of your choice. You can go to either side first. Take about 5 rounds on this side. And you can slowly transition to the other side on your own as you're ready. Release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love. Please take your time. If you haven't already moved to your second side, probably in your next couple of breaths, start to transition. And if you are already complete on your second side, come back to center and find any finishing poses of your choice for about 10 breaths. So eventually, everybody finishing off your practice in your own way. Maybe a happy baby, maybe an inversion. Maybe you just want to go right into your Shavasana, and that's fine. As you slowly start to settle in, transition, You can let your breath start to dissipate. You can let your autonomic nervous system take back over. Just start to breathe you. I will read. This is a reading by Lexi Florentina. So I'll just take in the words and whatever resonates, just soak them in. In English, we say, I'm healing. But in poetry, we say, I'm learning to exhale. I'm learning it's safe to breathe when all I've known is how to hold my breath. I'm learning it's safe to notice my surroundings without an eagle eye to scan. I'm learning that I have a voice and it's okay to use it even when no one listens. I'm learning to lean into the angst, the anger, and grief and allow myself to be held in it. I'm learning to create a home within myself that I can safely rest in. I'm learning what it feels like to be satiated by connection rather than following the hunger of breadcrumbs. I'm learning to feel the softness of my body and fall in love with the way my legs move me up the mountain. I'm learning that sunshine on my skin feels good for a reason, and laughter is the greatest way to feel alive. I am learning to take one step at a time. I am learning that my feelings are not too much, and what I feel makes sense. That I make sense. So these last few moments, my friends, just let your body rest and feel as if it is a safe place for you to dwell, for all sorts of life energy to flow through. Just let whatever's there have space. You just get to feel it and soak it in for these last few moments. Shavasana. A great big deep breath in. Let it go. Just start to slowly come back into your physical being. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Perhaps a big full body stretch would feel good. And then eventually just roll to either side and give yourself a moment resting on your side body. Just a nurturing fetal position. You might even visualize just all the energy of your practice soaking in. And use strengthen your arms to guide yourself up into seated meditation. So right back where we started. Just notice as you come into your seated meditation, do you feel a little bit different than you did 75 minutes ago? The very beginning. Has anything shifted even the slightest? Gather your hands to your heart. We'll close this practice together with one collective Om. So Om is three sounds. It's Ah, O, So try not to worry too much about how your voice sounds. No judgment. Just focus on using your voice to express out your mouth, contribute to the sound of the whole. So start by exhaling, clear your throat if you need, and breathe in your voice. Fill up with it. Thank you so much, my friends, for being here, for letting me guide you. Namaste. All right, my friends. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. First, ask Ruby, then ask me if she doesn't know. She knows everything. Huh? You know everything. You're a so smart girl.